The first red flag wasn't the distance. It was the silence. 4 years, my wife Emma and I had built a marriage on conversations that spilled late into the night, on plans, laughter, and even arguments that always ended with a hand held across the bed. But lately, our talks had become transactions. Cold, clipped, rehearsed. "How was your day?" had turned into a formality. "Fine," was her default answer. No warmth. No follow-up. Just distance. I noticed small changes first. The way she angled her phone away from me when a notification popped up. The new password she added to her laptop. Her sudden insistence on taking evening walks alone to clear her head. I told myself not to overthink it. People change. Marriages go through phases. But deep down that voice, the one I tried so hard to silence, kept whispering that something was unraveling beneath the surface. One night I came home early from work. Her car was in the driveway, but the house was quiet, lights dimmed. I walked in, the smell of her perfume hanging heavy in the air. On the kitchen counter was a manila envelope, half tucked beneath a pile of unopened mail. Curiosity nudged me, fear stopped me, but I looked anyway. It was addressed to her. From a law firm. My hands trembled as I opened it, just enough to see the header. Petition for dissolution of marriage. My throat went dry. She hadn't even spoken to me about it. No fight, no warning, just quiet preparation for a clean escape. That night, I didn't confront her. I didn't ask why. I simply sat in the dark living room, phone in hand, rereading the words over and over until they stopped making sense. Divorce. Petition. All cold legal terms for the death of something that once felt sacred. The next morning I drove to the bank. I moved every joint account into one under my name only. Temporarily, I told myself. Just protecting what's mine, I said aloud to the silence in the car, as if saying it made it noble. Then I called my attorney and told him everything I'd seen. He didn't sound surprised. "Happens more than you'd think," he said. "People plan these things quietly." For the next 2 weeks I watched her. Not obsessively, but with quiet, deliberate attention. Every smile felt forced. Every "love you" sounded practiced. She spent more time out of the house. Meetings, errands, dinners with friends. I tried to play the part of the unsuspecting husband, but my chest felt like a pressure cooker ready to explode. Then came the night everything fell apart. She came home late again, hair damp, makeup slightly smudged, the faint scent of men's cologne that wasn't mine clinging to her jacket. I sat at the kitchen table with 2 glasses of wine. She froze when she saw me. "Hey," she said softly, trying to sound casual. "You're up." "Couldn't sleep," I replied, watching her eyes dart toward the counter, where I'd neatly laid the open envelope. Her face drained of color. "You went through my things." "I went through our mail," I corrected, my voice shaking but steady. Imagine my surprise, finding out I'm about to be served divorce papers. For a long moment she didn't move. The only sound was the hum of the refrigerator. Finally, she sat down across from me, her hands clasped tightly together. "I wasn't ready to talk about it yet," she said quietly. "You've been distant. I didn't know how to reach you anymore." I laughed bitterly. "Distant? You're planning to leave me, and I'm the one who's distant." Her lips trembled. "It wasn't supposed to be like this. I just needed time." "Time for what?" Snap. "To move money. To line up a lawyer. To rewrite history." She didn't answer. Her silence said enough. I leaned back in my chair, exhaustion settling deep in my bones. "I already moved the accounts," I said. "Everything. 2 weeks ago." That got her attention. Her head shot up, eyes wide. "You what?" "I knew what you were doing," I said. "So I did what I had to do." Her expression shifted, shock giving way to anger. "That's not fair, Mark. You can't just." "I can," I interrupted. "And I did. You wanted a fresh start. Fine. But you won't take what I built to fund it." Tears welled in her eyes. "It wasn't about the money." "Then what was it about?" Asked, voice cracking. "You used to tell me I was your home." She looked down. I don't know who I am anymore, she whispered. I felt trapped. And then someone came along who... Her voice trailed off, but the implication hung heavy in the air. I swallowed hard, the world tilting slightly beneath me. Who made you feel alive again? I finished for her. She didn't deny it. The sound that came out of me wasn't quite a laugh. It was something broken, raw. I guess I should thank him, I said. He saved you from the boring life you built with me. She reached out, maybe to touch my hand, maybe to plead. I pulled back before she could. Don't, I said quietly. Whatever this is, it's already over. The next morning she left. No dramatic goodbye, no apologies. Just an empty closet and a note that said, I'm sorry you found out this way. I folded it once and threw it in the trash. 2 weeks later I got a call from my lawyer. Good news, he said. She filed. We'll be ready. There was no satisfaction in hearing it. Just a hollow quiet. I'd outplayed her, but I'd lost something much bigger. Trust. The version of myself that once believed in us. That night I walked through the house, touching everything she'd left behind. A sweater on the couch, a half-empty perfume bottle on the dresser, a photo of us at the lake. I picked it up, stared at our smiling faces, and realized I didn't even recognize the man in that picture anymore. He was naive, hopeful, unscarred. I poured a glass of whiskey and stepped out onto the porch, the night cool against my skin. Somewhere out there she was starting over, maybe with him, maybe alone. It didn't matter anymore. For the first time in weeks I exhaled. She thought she was walking away with freedom. But what she left behind, me, the memories, the quiet ache of everything we built, would haunt her far longer than any bank balance ever could. And maybe that was its own kind of justice.